because awesome. Awesome. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, if you are new or everybody, just for training sake, everybody go to your TPC portal, please. Everyone, if you're driving, don't listen to me. If you're not driving, go to your TPC portal. All right. If you're not driving, go to your TPC portal on your computer for me. Okay. And I'll share my screen. I'll go there too with you guys. If you're already at your TPC portal, please do me a favor and put a 1 in the chat. Awesome, awesome. Okay, that's good. Okay, awesome. Next step, okay? Next step, you're gonna go to resources, okay? You're going to go to resources, all right? You're gonna go to resources. Next step, you're gonna go to resources. Everybody here? Resources. If you need to catch on, don't be ashamed to be like, hey, John, back up a little bit, okay? If you need to catch on, don't be ashamed to tell me to back up a little bit. I need everybody to be on the same page here. So we're going to go to resources, all right? And then we're going to go to team building. We're going to go to team building. Everybody there, team building. All right, we have a TPC client presentation. Thanks to Mr. Febi. Let's see, I think it's this one. The first one right here is what you download. This one right here. Anybody has a confusion with this? TPC client presentation. Wait, hold on. TPC corporate overview. Both of them, you download both. Okay? You download the TPC client one and you download the TPC corporate overview. I'll tell you why. Can someone that's new, any new agent, can you unmute and let me know that you get me, please? That you understand what I mean? Anybody that's doing this for the first time, please?
Hello. I just got on the meeting. Sorry. Could you
Okay.
help me out, please?
Hi, Elena, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I apologize. I'm at work, so I'm trying to multitask while I have some downtime.
No problemas. That's why we're here, man. Okay. So what I did was, I'm going to go back to the beginning real quick for you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So can you go, do you know how to get to your TPC portal?
Yeah, I'm on the portal now.
All right. You're going to go to resources.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to go to team building. Team building.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I want you to download these two presentations, TPC client presentation and TPC corporate overview.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
You got it? Awesome. If anybody has not downloaded it or you are having difficulties, please let me know. Put it on the chat or unmute or whatever you gotta do. Unmute yourself. All right. Now I want everyone to open this slide. Okay, so it's one of the ones you just downloaded. I want everyone to open this slide for me. I'm gonna show it to you guys in a minute. Everyone should open this slide. This will be your first slide, and this will be your second slide. Everybody. This will be your first slide will be the TPC logo. Your second slide will be our valued partners. Okay. First slide will be the TPC logo. Second slide will be our valued partners. First slide, TPC logo. Second slide, our valued partners. Everybody have that going for them? Put on one on the chat if you're new. I know my veterans, you're good. If you're new and you are here, please put a one on the chat. I need to know that you're following. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to go into the presentation. So I just met someone, right? Let's say I met, let's see who's going to be my hookie here. Sister Buki, you good? Can you unmute or no? Are you able to?
Yes.
Can you do this with me? Kind of like or are you at work? That's what
No, I'm not. That's fine.
that's
Okay.
fine. Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So I just met you, Sister Buki, right?
Yeah.
And I want to tell you what I do. Okay. I just met you for the first time. I want to talk to you about what I do. Okay. We connected. We had, we got to know each other. And then I set up a Zoom with you and you showed up. All right. So the first thing we do is form. And you can do this in two ways. First of all, what is form? Any new agent that has been on this training, remember what form is? FORM. Can anybody, new agents, you've been on this training, you remember what form stands for? FORM. Anybody? Okay, the F stands for family. The F stands for family. The O stands for occupation. The O stands for occupation. The R stands for recreation. And the M stands for message. So FORM, form. You want to form them, okay? So if you look on the chat, somebody, good job, Jasmine, right? Good job, Neldiana. Somebody already answered that. So FORM, form, family, occupation, recreation. Before you go to the message, what does that mean? So Sister Buki, I'm going to form with you really quick so I don't spend all my time on the Zoom forming. All right? So this is what form would look like, okay? Hey, Sister Buki, welcome to the call. It's great to have you on. How are you?
I'm fine and welcome as well.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, so I know the last time that I met you at the mall, you did mention to me that you have, some kids. How are your kids doing?
Oh, they're very fine. Thank you for asking.
Well, thank you for letting me know. If you don't mind me asking, is it two boys? Is it a boy and a girl? Is it two girls? Because I have a boy and a girl myself. What do you have?
Well, I'm full. 3 boys and a girl.
Wow. How do you manage that?
Well, based on their age right now, they're able to help themselves. Well, firstborn is 16, second 15. So the other two are twins and they're 12. So they're able to help me, even though they're handful. Well, I'm still managing.
Well, thank God I met you. That means you could give me some help and some advice with my own kids because I still have little kids. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. So this is going to be awesome. Yes, I know I'm just talking to you about finances, but I know you'll be able to help me in regards to my own family as well if I do need help, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Why not?
Awesome. Awesome. What did you say you do for work again? I know you told me you did some, but I kind of forgot. Sorry. What do you say you do
Well,
for work?
I have a lot of cap attached to me. So this finance occupation right now that I just get myself into, well, it's part of my cap. So moving forward, I'm also a registered nurse. I'm a realtor. I have businesses of my own. And coupled with this will be great. It's another addition to it, which I believe it's going to, help me to leverage all of the apps that I have and businesses that I've involved myself in. So yeah, that's just a little overview of what I do. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sister Buki. I didn't even know you wore all these hats. Thank God I spoke to you at the mall, and thank God we connected. Okay. People
Absolutely.
like you that are very busy, you get stuff done. I've noticed that busy people get stuff done. The busier they are, they tend to try to figure out to make stuff happen. So I'm so grateful I was able to talk to you. I can't wait to go into what I'll be talking to you today. So, Sister Buki, can you see my screen?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So if you look at the screen, you will see something that says TPC. All right. What does that mean? So our company is called the People's Company. Okay. We are the first Black owned IMO. IMO stands for Insurance Marketing Organization in the United States and Canada. Right now, we're working on going to Africa and other Asian continents. So it's pretty awesome what we're doing. And what keeps us solid, our backing, the reason why we're confident and we're so proud of what we do is because we are working with some of the top financial and insurance companies in the United States. Companies that you are very familiar with. Let me ask you a question, Sister Buki. Have you heard this jingle before? Nationwide is on your side.
Absolutely. That rings
Heard
so.
it? Absolutely. Do you know Nationwide actually begs us to represent them to consumers? Nationwide actually begs us to represent them to people. So that's how much they trust us. But what is the benefit to our clients when we are the one giving them the information? Because you might be thinking, Sister Buki, well, I can just call Nationwide 1-800 number. So why should I talk to you, John? Right? But why do you want to go to me instead of going to Nationwide directly? I will tell you why, Sister Buki. Sister Buki, if you went to Nationwide on your own to get the education I'm about to give to you today, they will help you. However, when it's all said and done, they will charge you something called a service fee because you came directly to them. But because of the contract us as TPC have with these providers with Nationwide, if you came to me and I took you to the exact same Nationwide, what they are going to do is they are going to eliminate the service fee they were supposed to charge you, and they're going to give you the best product you want for the best out-of-pocket cost you can get anywhere. So if I'm not able to help you, Sister Buki, not being cocky, no other company can help you. Okay? Because we offer everybody for the cheapest out-of-pocket cost. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, it is.
Awesome. And because we work with so many companies, we offer a ton of financial services product as well. Think about it, we can do it, Sister Buki. Term with living benefits, index account, whole life policies, college plans for little babies, personal pension plans, equity stake, building an agency. We do everything you can think about when it comes to money. However, we are an education-based company. This is not something where we just sell something to make some money. Because I'm pretty sure you're thinking, oh, here we go. I can already see on the screen life insurance. I can already see on the screen living benefits. Pump the brakes real quick, Sister Buki. Okay? All we do is we educate. We don't sell. And I will tell you what we do. We educate about the 3 rules to money. Why? This thing we call money, Sister Buki, is a game. And the money game has its own rules. And whoever understands the rules the best wins. Sister Buki, did you play any sports growing up at all? Did you play any sport?
Well, I did not, but I have a sport that really catch my attention, which is golf. So
Golf.
yeah, golf. I really love the game, but unfortunately, I'm not really conversant with it. But that's one of my pick when it comes to sports. Yeah.
Well, for this analogy, Sister Buki, I cannot really use golf because golf is a game that you play against yourself. Okay. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume you played basketball. Is that okay?
Oh,
I'm going
absolutely.
to assume you played basketball, right? So in the game of basketball, Sister Buki, if it was me and you playing and I knew all the rules, I knew what traveling means, I knew what it means to carry the ball, right? And you had no idea the rules of the game. Who has a better chance to win the game?
Oh, you, because you have the knowledge.
It's the same thing with this thing we call money. It's all about understanding the rules. Okay. And there's 3 different rules we're going to be talking about today. Okay. The first rule is called compound interest. The second rule is how money grows. And the last rule is how money get taxed. Okay. The first rule is compound interest. The second rule is how money grows. And the last rule is how money get taxed. And why is this important, Sister Buki? Once you understand compound interest, how money grows, and how money get taxed, it puts you ahead of 89% of Americans when it comes to really understanding how money works. And I'm just curious, Sister Buki, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being that you don't know too much about these 3 rules, and 10 being that you are a master of these 3 rules, where would you say you currently rank at right now?
I'll be in the intermediary.
Intermediary, so that would be about 5, 6. What would you say?
Yeah, between 5 and 6.
Between 5 and 6. That's actually really good. Most people that I sit with, Sister Buki, they are within 2 and 3 because they don't teach these things in school. Okay. What I hope to do today is take you from a 5 to like a 7 or an 8. So now you know way more than you did before you sat with me today. And now you can teach your children and they could teach their children. And now I'm not just affecting you, I'm actually affecting generations to come because that is the purpose why the People's Company exists. Okay? Awesome. So the first rule we're going to be talking about is compound interest. You've kind of heard about compound interest before, right, Sister Buki?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Most times we heard about it, okay? A guy called Albert Einstein came up with the idea. But this is the easiest way I like to explain this, Sister Buki, for people to understand. Sister Buki, let's say I gave you $100,000. I say, you know what? I love this lady. Here you go, $100,000. And say you decide not to blow it all, right? And you decide to invest it into 2 different accounts. Let's say one account was earning 10% simple interest, and the other account was earning 10% compound interest, okay? So you invested the money, $100,000, into 2 different accounts. One was earning 10% simple interest, and the other one was earning 10% compound interest. Here's what happens. After 5 years, Sister Buki, your simple interest money is now $150,000. After 5 years, your compound interest money is $161,000. After 20 years, your simple interest money is $300,000. After 20 years, your compound interest money is $672,000. After 40 years, your simple interest money is $500,000. After 40 years, your compound interest money is $4.5 million. Sister Buki, would you agree that they both made money?
Yes, they both make money, but
Okay.
one is higher than the other.
But this is how Americans get confused. It's called the Fugazi, right? That's how Americans get confused. When you talk to people that have 401ks, that have TSPs, that have IRAs, you know what they tell you? I'm doing okay. I started 20 years ago, and my 100,000 is now 400,000. How about opportunity costs? Instead of 400,000, Sister Buki, they could have had 4.5 million. Does that make sense? So this is the biggest killer of people's investment. It's not the fact that they lose money. It's the fact that they are not seeing the money that they are losing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Another reason why we teach about compound interest, Sister Buki, is because of something that people don't even think about. Do you know every American pays compound interest? Did you know that, Sister Buki? Every American pays compound interest. Did you know that?
Can you expatiate on that?
That's good. That's why I did this.
I'm blind
Okay.
to that.
Have you heard about a mortgage loan?
Absolutely.
Oh, you heard about that before. Okay. Have you heard about credit card, American Express, when you don't pay it off?
Well, yeah, I do.
So you know what's crazy? Everybody pays compound interest, but nobody knows how to make compound interest.
Hmm.
Do you now see why no matter how much you make, it's almost like you keep living paycheck to paycheck, and it's confusing. Because guess what? You have that second job, and you get the third job, and you get the fourth job, and it's still like you don't know where the money is going. It's because you're paying compound interest and you're not making compound interest. What TPC is teaching people to do is we teach people to earn compound interest, so when they are paying compound interest, they don't feel it. But you know what's crazy, Sister Buki? Compound interest only works if you're not losing money to the market. As long as you are doing this up and down, up and down, up and down, you're going to be experiencing something called interrupted compounding, which leads me to my next point, my sister, how money grows. Okay? Which leads me to my next point, how money grows. Now, when it comes to growing money, Sister Buki, there's three options you have. You can either use fixed strategies, you can use variable strategies, or you can use index strategies. Now, a fixed account, I'm pretty sure you're familiar, is what happens with the bank. The good thing with the bank is, yes, your money is safe. The bad thing with the bank is your money is safely losing value. What do I mean? The bank gives you 0.00 something percent, right? Inflation is at 3 to 6%, depending on what state you live. So if your money's interest is not even catching up to inflation, the value of your dollar is going down. That's why if you could afford to buy a bag of chips for $1 5 years ago, right now that same bag of chip is $3. But your dollar in the bank is still worth $1. Does that make sense? So most people are pretty abreast with that. They know that. So you know what they do, Sister Buki, is they invest in stocks because they're like, you know what, I'm not going to make any money in the fixed account, so I'm going to invest in stocks. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, 401ks, 403b, S&P 500. Well, here's the thing with that. You can make a lot of money in the stock market, just like Warren Buffett did, but you can lose all your money in the stock market as well. So, Sister Buki, if you're someone that like to gamble, if you're young, you have time to gamble, it might just be a great fit for you. However, let me ask you a question, Sister Buki. When it comes to something as important as maybe sending your children to college, because you did tell me you have kids, when it comes to something as important as your retirement, maybe you wanted to buy a house in 10 years. Do you just want to hope you have money in the account? Or would you rather like to know exactly how much you're going to have when you're ready to take the money out?
Yeah, I want to know how much I will be having in the account when I'm ready to take it out.
That's the
So
problem.
yeah, I'd rather invest it to make it work.
Exactly. That's the problem with the variable account. Because with the variable account, you might be lucky, right? But you might be unlucky. That's the problem with that. There's one more way you can invest your money, though, and you could determine your own outcome. It's called index. Now, when you invest in these accounts, when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you stay where you are. When the market starts going up again, you continue making money. When the market starts going down again, you stay where you are. Index accounts would allow you to only gain and never lose. You might be thinking, John, but how is that even possible? How can you do that? I'll tell you. It's because you're not doing the investing on your own. With the fixed and the variable account, you're taking the risk of putting your money aside on your own. With the index account, you are partnering with very powerful insurance companies. Remember the companies we talked about at the beginning? You are partnering with these multi-billion-dollar insurance companies. They are investing with you. But here's the deal. They provide something called a floor and also a cap. The floor is 1%. The cap is about 20%. Meaning, if the stock market does 25%, Sister Buki, you get 20, the insurance company get 5. If the stock market does 40%, you get 20, the insurance get 20. If the stock market does 30%, you get 20, the insurance company get 10. However, when the market starts to lose, the insurance company keeps you where you are and they take on the liability of the loss. Because what is the purpose of insurance anyway? If you get in a car wreck, guess what? They take on the liability of the loss. If your house catch fire, guess what? They take on the liability of the loss. Now, if your money starts to lose, the insurance company takes up the liability of your loss. That's why wealthy people never lose money. They only gain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So, Sister Buki, if you had to choose between fixed, variable, and index account, which one do you now feel like will get you to your long-term financial goals the very best?
Index.
Awesome. I know you're excited about the index account. However, sorry to break it to you, we live in America. What if you make $1 million index and then the IRS says, you know what, Sister Buki, give me 50% of that? What do you do? Which leads me to my next point. How can we reduce the impact of taxes on the investment that you're making? There's 3 different options. We can utilize a tax now strategy, okay? We can utilize a tax deferred. I like to say tax later because I believe deferred is the big word they use to confuse us. And the last one is called tax advantage. I like to say tax never so people can purely understand. So let's talk about it, Sister Buki. What is tax now? So you invest, they're going to tax you at the initial investment, the seed money, but they don't tax you when you take the money back out. It's not bad. At least you're paying Uncle Sam. The problem with that, Sister Buki, is you're still getting taxed twice. Let me prove it to you, ma'am. What comes out of your paycheck before you even get the paycheck, Sister Buki?
Tax.
Taxes. And then when you invest, they're going to tax you again. However, they're not going to tax you when you take the money back out. Now, the second way your money is taxed is called tax deferred or tax later. So this one, Sister Buki, your employer and the government, they love you so much. So they've created a plan for you, right? You're going to invest and they're not going to tax you now because of their non-ending love for you. But what they're going to do is they're going to defer your taxes till you retire. And then they're going to tax you based on where you are. Quick question for you, Sister Buki. Do you feel like taxes are going down or do you feel like they're going to keep going up?
You keep going up.
Okay. Human beings, do we grow younger or do we grow older?
We grow older.
Oh, so we grow older and taxes are going up. So when you get to retirement and you're too old to fight the system, they choose how much of your money they give back to you and how much of your money they hold back in taxes. Do you see why I'm so passionate about what we do? Do you see why I love helping families? Because I'm tired of the injustice out there taking advantage of our people when it comes to their retirement. Do you guys see what I just did? Nobody cares what you're saying until they know how much you care about what you're saying. Let me say that again in English for those that didn't hear me. Nobody cares about what you're saying until they know how much you care about what you're saying. You got to put some passion when you're talking about their 401ks because you know they have it. You got to put some passion when you're talking about their Roth IRAs because you know they have it. Okay? But let me continue. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do because that's what they're not teaching the average Americans on screwing people over with their 401k. Can you imagine that? The older you get, the more likely that you're going to be losing a lot of more money to Uncle Sam. That's interesting. Now, the last way your money is taxed is called tax advantage. Now, what is a tax advantage account, Sister Buki? Utilizing the right legal tax codes, using the proper tax strategies. Now, you are able to invest your own money tax-free, and you're also able to take it back out tax-free. Tax-free when you're contributing, and also tax-free when you're taking the money out. So quick question, Sister Buki. If you had to choose between the tax now, tax deferred, or tax advantage account, which one do you believe would allow you to get to your tax goals and dreams the very best?
Tax advantaged.
You know what's so sad, Sister Buki? Those people that me and you, we love and care about the most, they only know about the fixed and the tax now, right? And the variable and the tax later. And it's because nobody ever took their time like I'm doing right now to educate them properly about the index and tax advantage account. Okay? What our company is doing is we're helping people go from this fixed and tax now, variable and tax later, where we know they don't want to be, and we're placing them into the index and tax advantage accounts where they are supposed to be. And think about this, Sister Buki. If you yourself, you are able to teach 10 people to take advantage of this index and tax advantage account, how many of them do you feel like would love to take advantage of something like this?
Well, a lot if they understand. Yeah.
Do you see why you're going to be successful within our industry?
I can
Do you
see.
see do you see why a lot of people make a lot of money within our industry?
Absolutely, I can see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm passionate about. That's why I love doing this. It's a no-brainer. Have you ever met anyone that just want to lose money in taxes and also want to lose money to the market, Sister Buki? Have you just met anyone that's excited about losing money to the market and just pay their unfair share in taxes? Have you met anyone like that?
Well, the only time I can meet people like that if they are ignorant of what we are teaching. But if they have knowledge about it, I don't see any point whereby they won't like to take advantage of it, or they will stick to where they're losing money. So, yeah.
So that's what you're doing. All you do is you teach people to stop the bleeding, stop losing money, and you teach them to not pay their unfair share in taxes. Sounds good?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I also like to show this because it provides a certain type of education and understanding. We're going to breeze through this today, okay, Sister Buki. But I like to show this as well. And the reason why I like to show this is because most people, okay, don't really understand the only avenue where they can really take advantage of indexed and tax advantage strategies, okay? And if you needed more explanation on this later down the road, I'll be able to provide that for you, all right? But if you look at this, right, at the very top, right here is the principles of the wealthy. This is what wealthy people do. This is how you become financially successful at the top. The principles of the wealthy. Okay? So write that down, guys, if you didn't know that. At the very top here is the principle of the wealthy. And at the side is the common accounts that most Americans use. At the very top here is the principles of the wealthy. And at the side is the common accounts that most Americans use. Okay? So if you look at this, I'm just going to give a few examples. Checking accounts, do you lose money in there? No. Do you have somebody managing your money with the checking account, taking 6% every year, whether you make money or lose money? No. In the checking account, are you outpacing inflation? No. In your checking account, do you have to pay taxes at the end of every year? So you're still taxed. Do you have flexibility in your checking account? Yes, you do. Can you take advantage of compound interest without being interrupted? No, you cannot. Well, do you get Social Security benefits because of your checking accounts? No. If you get sick, do you get additional money? Do you get richer in your checking account? No, you deplete it. If you die, do your family have instant access to your checking account? No. Same thing with the savings accounts. Same thing with the certificate of deposits. Now, let's look at a 401k. That's what most people have. 403b TSP. Do you lose money in your 401k? Sometimes you do, if not every time. Do you have somebody managing your 401k? Yes. So whether you lose money or make money, somebody makes money. It's pretty crazy. Can you outpace inflation in your 401k? It's kind of in the middle because you can outpace inflation one day and then go back below inflation the other day. So it's kind of like in the middle. Do you pay taxes in your 401k? Yes. If you take your money out before the age of 59 and a half, you will be penalized and you will have to pay taxes. Can you take your money whenever you like from the 401k? No. It's not flexible. You have to wait till 59 and a half, otherwise you're going to be penalized. Can you take advantage of compound interest with your 401k? No, because it's interrupted compounding. The money goes up and then the money goes down. Do you get Social Security benefits with your 401k? No. If you get sick, do you get extra money or do you even get any money from your 401k? No. And if you die, does your beneficiary or spouse get money from your 401k? No, it's actually frozen. However, if you look at this, Sister Buki, there's two accounts that kind of stand out with a lot of greens in it. Which ones would you say it is?
Life insurance and is this life insurance and index annuities.
Is that not interesting?
Yes, it
Right?
is.
We're talking about saving, we're talking about investing. We just mentioned 401k, and it looks like life insurance checks all the boxes for you to properly save your money. Life insurance checks all the boxes for you to properly invest. I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about, John? What type of life insurance are you talking about? Don't worry, we're going to get there. I'm going to break down the 4 types of life insurance for you, okay? However, just to continue, just keep this at the back of your mind as a thought. Just to continue, there's one more thing that happens that makes people, unfortunately, especially at retirement, lose all they have. And it's called unfortunate illness. We can plan everything right to the T, but you know the one thing we might not be able to plan is if we get sick. We can get to a certain age and we could get sick. Do you have a plan on the side that will be able to replace your income for you to actually properly recover and keep your standard of living? We also do plans that can help you achieve that as well. Okay? And we'll talk more about it if that's something that stands out to you. Okay? Lastly, because I know time is running out, Sister Buki, there's 6 different ways we help people. And this, whatever you pick, will determine how we're going to proceed as well. Okay. The first way we help people is called cash flow. Why is that important? Say you wanted to make an additional $3,000 to $6,000 a month part-time, or $6,000 to $15,000 a month full-time. It depends on what you want. We can bring you in as an agent, get you through our licensing process, train you up and start getting you paid. It's pretty cool. Number 2 is emergency fund. Okay. Now, it's not about when, it's not about if, it's when. When emergencies happen, most people don't have 3 to 6 months worth of money saved for them to actually be able to cover that emergency. Do you know that the average American, Sister Buki, is $500 away from a life-threatening emergency? It's kind of crazy, but that's just how it is. Number 3 is debt management. Okay? Debt is not a bad thing. It's not managing your debt properly or not getting debt to use it wisely that becomes a problem. We can also help with that as well. Number 4 is proper protection. Protection against the loss of your money and protection against your asset. There's 2 types of life insurance. A lot of people hear life insurance and immediately they get all gassed. But life insurance has evolved. There's living benefits and there's death benefits. Sister Buki, most people are aware of death benefit. They have no idea what living benefits are. We help with both. We help with both death benefit and we help with living benefit. Number 5 is building wealth. You cannot build wealth unless you reduce taxes and outpace inflation. You cannot build wealth unless you reduce taxes and outpace inflation. Our company teaches with that as well. We teach you, just like we just talked about the index account for a little bit, we teach you how to properly build your wealth and to steadily outpace inflation so you could really build. And the last thing is, what if you wanted to preserve your wealth? Okay, you're already wealthy, you're already doing well. We can teach you some plans on how you can do some estate planning with Will and Trust with our affiliated partners. Sister Buki, which 1, 2, or 3 would you say you want to learn more about today?
Well, I have few to pick on. So, 3,
3, okay.
4,
Debt management. 4, proper protection.
5.
5, build wealth.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3, 4, and 5. It's kind of interesting you chose that, Sister Buki. When I started as well, okay, 3, 4, and 5 was one of the ones that stood out to me as well. So with 3, we have affiliate companies. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you after that. But right now, what I would like us to do is let's focus on number 4 and number 5. You guys see what I did there? With 3, we have affiliate companies that we work with. I'll talk to you that after. But right now, let's focus more on number 4 and number 5. Okay. Now, we already used past 30 minutes. I know I told you we're going to be doing 30 minutes, Sister Buki. Is it okay if I use another like 15 minutes to explain proper protection and building wealth for you?
Please go ahead. I'm enjoying the conversation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Just want to make sure it's okay by you. Okay. I know I said 30 minutes. Okay. Now, we're going to be talking about the proper protection part and the building wealth as well, real quick. Okay. And I kind of have like a little bit of a different slide for that one. So give me 1 second. And then you guys will pull up your other slide that I told you to download. Okay. And that slide will be this one. So new agents, everybody has this slide pulled up. This one that says fighting financial literacy, financial miseducation. Okay. If you're a new agent and you have this slide pulled up because you downloaded it, please put a 1 on the chat. Okay. If you're a new agent, you have this slide pulled up because you downloaded it, put a 1 on the chat. Let me make sure you're following me. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So what you do is you go straight to this. You're going straight to this. Okay. Now, we said we're going to talk about building wealth and proper protection, Sister Buki. Okay? So, and remember when I showed you the financial principles of the wealthy and I showed you the simple accounts that Americans have, life insurance checked majority of the box. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So you're probably thinking, life insurance, that doesn't make sense. Well, Sister Buki, it's because just like everything else is evolving, life insurance has evolved as well. Okay? There's 4 different types of life insurance. There's group life, usually through your job. There's term life. There's whole life. And there's also the family miracle, also known as index universal life. Okay? Now, we're going to go through the advantages and the disadvantages of every single one of them to allow you to understand why life insurance checks out the box for proper protection and also checks out the box for building wealth. Okay? Now, the first one we're going to be talking about is group life. Now, what are the disadvantages of group life? Start with the disadvantages, guys, every time. The disadvantages is, God forbid, if you fire your boss and your boss fires you, you lose the coverage. Number 2, if you don't die at work, if you died in front of your gate at work, it doesn't pay out to your family. Sister Buki, when have you actually seen someone that's not in the military die at work? They were just working their IT job and they just died in front of the computer. When have you ever seen someone like that? It's very rare. So it's also a very deceptive type of insurance. But unfortunately, when you talk to most people, they say, I already have life insurance through my job. You don't have life insurance. The company has life insurance in your name. Okay? Now, the advantages of that is it's typically free. And whether you're a full-time or part-time employee, you can get that. Now, the second type of life insurance, Sister Buki, is called term life insurance. Now, what is the disadvantage of term? 10, 15, 20, or 30-year coverage. Why is that a disadvantage in a way? I'll tell you, Sister Buki. If you don't mind me asking, how old don't tell me your real age. Just give me a number. Sister Buki, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you right now? You're 30, right?
Yeah, okay, let's say that.
She's 30 years old, okay? Sister Buki, if I added 30 years to your age right now, as a 30-year-old, how old would you be?
60.
Oh, so they are saying, Sister Buki, you have to die at 60 for anybody to benefit from this plan. Doesn't that sound terrible?
It is.
It is. So it's almost like bad juju, all right? It's almost like you're gambling against your own life, right? Also, once the coverage ends, you lose all that money. Most time with this type of plans, you don't get the money back. And if life happens and you miss one premium, the coverage ends. And sometimes you don't even know your coverage has ended already because you missed one draft, one premium. Okay? And only 2% of this type of insurance policies actually pays out. 98% done. Yes, most companies now have term with living benefits, but to be honest with you, it's still a term. You're still only going to have it for 10, 20, 30 years. So something still has to happen to you between 10, 20, 30 years. It's still good coverage, but it's not the best out there. What is the advantage? It's cheap. $20 a month, $30 a month, $40 a month, you can get it. And it's all over TV. People know about life insurance. This is what actually people think, Sister Buki, when they think life insurance, they think about this. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, the third type of coverage is called whole life. It's called whole life insurance. Now, this is a little bit one step above the regular life insurance. The problem with that is typically more expensive. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're paying $100 a month. You're going to have to pay $100 a month for your whole life. How exciting is it, Sister Buki, that in order for you to get coverage, you're going to have to pay for your whole life, right? That's the problem with this. You got to pay for your whole life to get the coverage. Number 2, you might get the cash value depending on what type of whole life that you have. Advantages, It's typically with whole life policies, the premium stays the same. Okay? And there's one last one. It's called Index Universal Life. Some people call it the family miracle. Now, the disadvantage of this is most cases you got to be healthy to have this. Okay? And also, it sounds too good to be true. And what is the advantage of this? It is the family miracle. It is the family miracle. Okay? And the best way to show you this is through the illustrations. The best way to show you this is through the illustrations. Now, before I go ahead and show you the illustration, okay? Before I go ahead and show you the illustration, I want to talk to you about something real quick. Do you know the reason why slaves were slaves for over 400 years is because they were not allowed to read books? Did you know that, Sister Buki?
I heard of that.
If the black man was allowed to read and write, slavery wouldn't have lasted 400 years. So till today, a lot of people still have that slave mentality. They don't read books, but they watch Netflix, okay? So the secret of the wealthy is embedded in the books that everybody's not reading. And here's one of the books. This book is called Money, Wealth, and Life Insurance. And as you can see right here, it talks about how the wealthy use life insurance as a tax-free personal bank to supercharge their savings. Jake Thompson. Now, I want us to talk about a couple of things here, okay? It says, banks are in the business of money. They have some of the greatest minds in the world, including economists, lawyers, accountants, financial analysts, and other advisors, helping them increase the efficiency and the use of their capital. It is not insignificant that banks place billions of dollars in life insurance. It's a reflection of the value they place on this powerful asset. For banks, it provides the ultimate in safety, stability, and growth. More importantly, the FDIC allows this asset to be classified as a Tier 1 capital. What does a Tier 1 capital mean? It's the safest capital a bank can have. A Tier 1 capital is considered to be the core measure of a bank's financial strength. We can learn a lot from the banks, but they are not the only ones benefiting from these powerful assets. Corporations are also heavily involved in buying life insurance in mass quantities. Example of these corporations: Procter & Gamble, AT&T, Starbucks. Sister Buki, when you go to Starbucks and you buy coffee, do you drink blood?
No.
Why do Starbucks have life insurance then? Are all the employees dead? Why are they putting so much money in life insurance? Because they understand something that we don't. Does that make sense? Do banks die? Why are banks putting a lot of money in life insurance?
To save their business.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question, Sister Buki. If it's good enough for the banks, if it's good enough for Harley-Davidson, if it's good enough for General Motors, if it's good enough for General Electric, if it's good enough for Procter & Gamble, why is your employer not offering it to you? Do you guys see what I just did? Okay? If it's good enough for Starbucks, if it's good enough for Procter & Gamble, if it's good enough for General Electric, if it's good enough for Harley-Davidson, if it's good enough for Chase Bank, why is it not good enough for you? And they go, wow. And then you go, numbers don't lie, people do. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like if you took the exact amount you already was putting in your 401k. Listen to this. Let me show you really quickly what it would look like if you took the exact amount you already saving in your 401k and you did the exact same thing in these insurance accounts. Let me show you what it would look like if you took the exact amount you already putting away in your 401k and you decided to put that amount in this insurance account. On another training, I'm going to show the illustration training. Okay? So with that being said, guys,